Hi, I'm Bree from Grafa. Up next, we have Kula. And you're live with Grafa from Token 2049. It's the world's largest crypto event for the year, and we are thrilled to have you on board with us. We're streaming from Marina Bay Sands, Singapore, and we're excited to welcome our next guest, Taran from Kula. Taran, can you tell us how you're going today?
Yeah, sure. It's been a great event. Firstly, thank you for having us. And yeah, it's been great to be at Token 2049 and looking forward to the conversation.
Absolutely. Well, Taran, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself? What's your background? Where have you come from?
Yeah, sure. I'm from the United Kingdom. My name's Taran Dhillon, and funny enough, I actually don't have a background in crypto. I studied as a dentist at the University of Manchester, and I found my way into crypto through Kula, which is an impact investment firm, when I was in my final year studying dentistry. So not quite the background that's normal in the space, but important nonetheless in the journey that I've been on.
Incredible. I'm just going to touch base on this, but what drew you into crypto and Kula?
Yeah, funnily enough, I think for crypto side, it was reading the Bitcoin white paper. So, this is going back to 2015, 2016. Everybody at the time was speaking about Bitcoin, the power that it can have, and they were speaking very much about this idea that actually, you have a peer-to-peer network that's decentralized and it's going to change the financial system. And so, I'll be honest, when I first read the white paper, I didn't know what it meant. But I felt the capability of the technology, and I was more drawn towards blockchain as opposed to crypto, and that's then how I found Kula.
Excellent. Well, will you tell us about the company Kula? Where does it come from? What's the vision behind it? And where are you guys based?
Sure. So we're headquartered, we're actually multi-based. We're a global and what we are, by definition, is a decentralized impact investment firm. So what that means in short is we make investments around the world in projects, and we measure those projects based on two, I'd say, metrics. One is both financial impact, and the second is social impact. So what actual difference are we going to make on the ground? And more particularly, and probably of more importance, what impact are we going to make on the local communities that exist around these natural resources, around these commodities that we're actually investing into? And that layer of blockchain, and for those listening, you might be thinking, why on earth would we then have the blockchain and the crypto component? The biggest reason for that is because of its transparency, and we actually allow the local communities around these particular natural resources to participate in governance, which is a really important piece to what we do.
Absolutely. It really helps communities build into something that's going to last, which helps empower them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So can you tell us, Taran, obviously social impact staking has a real world difference, and it matters in the lives of the individuals that you guys are involved with. Do you have a case study or two you can tell us about and how it impacted?
Yeah, absolutely. One of our first pilot projects was a limestone concession in Zambia. And so I always use this as a reference, because for me, this story that I'm about to share is very much the story of which carried us through the good times, and it carried us through the harder times of the company as well.
Wow.
So this is going back 2 years ago. We had initially, as a company, invested into a limestone concession based out of Lusangazi. And I remember a particular story of a woman. So what had happened was, a lot of the media team went in, we were shooting footage, and this was our first time we were meeting a lot of the managers, we were networking, and we were touching base with a lot of the government officials. And we sat down with one of the local families who works at the particular limestone mine of which we've actually invested into. And as I mentioned, we're an impact investment firm, so we wanted to measure what change are we going to make on these families' lives, and what change are we going to make on these workers' lives as well. And a really powerful thing that I remember is we actually sat down with one of the workers' families, and we asked the wife of the family, if you could make a tangible difference, if you could have anything that you'd like from us as an investment firm, what would you choose? And I think it's important here just to add context to who this lady was. She was a woman of 5 children. Unfortunately, her husband was terminally ill. And as you can imagine, at the time, we were all standing there thinking she's going to say, financial or something in terms of return. And what was really powerful is this woman, this lady, this really powerful individual turned around and said, well, all that we really want is better roads and infrastructure so to get to work faster on time. And I'll be honest, that's a story that's close to my heart. It's what carried us through the good, it's what carried us through the bad. And for me, when people ask me what Kula is, now it's sitting here in Token 2049, okay, yes, we have a governance token, and yes, we have a crypto component, but what we are by heart is very much it's a vehicle for good.
Yeah.
And I think, by definition, we try to bridge capital with social impact.
Yeah. That's incredible, Taran, and no doubt you have multiple stories like that from your experience with the company. Given that you're doing so much good in the world, tell us, Kula, the next 12 months, what are you most excited about?
Oh gosh, I have to be careful here because there's a lot of things in the pipeline that I can't share.
Only what you can share.
There's a lot of projects that we are working on currently. A lot of the team are always traveling. One particular country that I can think of that I can openly share, because we've discussed, is Kenya. We've made a lot of headway into different assets, into different government relationships as well. We're really excited about our relationship there. And I think the roadmap from now on is very much building out the team. We've just announced a recent CEO. We've announced the fact that we're also regulated as well. So we have a VASP license for token issuance and the Kula VASP Limited out of Mauritius.
Bravo.
And again, that was a big milestone moment for us. We're now part of the small cohort of projects in crypto that are actually regulated, which is quite a massive achievement.
Incredible. Taran, I can see this brings you to life, and I'm thrilled with what you're doing. And I'm excited to see where the company is headed. Thank you for your time today. We wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You've been live with Taran from Kula at Token 2049. For more news and interviews, head to grafa.com or download the Grafa app.